There we go. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. I was trying to help the kiddo with some things on her homework. So, this isn't going to be the world's longest live. We'll keep it pretty short. I wanted to do some fun projects though. Now, let me get you pulled up on... My darn kitten's outside meowing to be let in. She's so funny. Let me get the chat box pulled up. 1 second. Okay. Veronica, if you're listening, if you feel like letting the kitten in the back door, that would be great. She'd be so happy. Or Johnny. Hello, everybody. Hey, Annabeth, I've sent you a few emails. Please check your spam folder and please shoot me an email. Okay, cool. Hey, guys. All right. I think some of my emails have been going to people's spams or something, which is really frustrating. I've been trying to reach people or respond to people, and they're not getting my messages. So if I ever don't respond to you, it is certainly not me. It's the email. I guarantee it. I am quite good about answering my emails, actually. Okay, and good news, over 100 of the resin orders went out today, so that's super exciting. Yeah, in a perfect world, we'll get so caught up that we'll have tons of resin just sitting here in stock, but right now it's literally being like made as it's sold. I'm getting ready to place my third order already, and I can order them way faster than they can produce them. Yeah, unfortunately. So anyways, all of the resin orders up to date should be shipped out by Friday, and then the next batch will be going out within just a few weeks. I also put together, let me get the link because I'm really excited about it. I just put together my first resin kit. I'm working on doing like a resin beginners kit, which has a lot more stuffs. But for now, I put together a resin beach kit, which will come with like a whole class on using it and everything like that. And then eventually I'll have probably some little booklets, which are awesome. Yeah. Okay, good. So there's that. All right. Welcome, everybody. So glad you're joining me. Let me know where you're all tuning in from. We've got Jada from PA, Malvina from Australia. Welcome. I'm in Los Angeles. It is abnormally cold. Silver Lining Acrylics. I love that name. In Georgia. Do you have a YouTube channel? Let me see if I can find it. YouTube used to make life so easy, but they like to make things difficult now. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and we're going to get started. That is not right. Not yet, but we'll soon. Okay. Well, when you do, let me know. And anyone else, you guys, if you start a YouTube channel, please feel free to email me, info@thepainterin.you.com. I will totally be your first subscriber, okay? Just drinking my coffee. Johnny's in the living room. Fantastic. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Let's get started. Whoop, whoop. Okay. So people often ask me how I reuse my cups and stuff. So I want to just show you guys. And we are using, of course, Mixed Media Girl resin tonight. These cups I use basically until I break them. So I leave the stick in there. I let the resin dry. Probably could have done this before I put my gloves on, but you can kind of crinkle it together a little bit, but just use the stick. Rawr. And some muscle, and it should pull right out. Sometimes it's a little bit of a butt thing, but see the dry resin just pulls right out, and then you basically have a brand new cup that's like never been used. Look at that. That's pretty perfect, actually. I haven't had one pull out that perfectly. And then I reuse the sticks as well. So if you have some resin stuck to the ends, just rip it off, and Bob's your uncle. I've been saying that a lot recently. I have no idea why. All right, good stuffs. And also another note, I just did my first fire sale. Jerry just reminded me of it here. Sorry you missed the live earlier, Jerry. But it is still up and the prices are still valid through the end of the night. So if you want, go check it out. In the description, I tell you what minute to jump to so you can see what's left. And you can always just email me. Okay. All right. Any questions on cleaning of the cup? Woo. All right. Now for mixing resin, let's go ahead and we'll do a little quick thing. Yes, Navalia, it is not on Amazon yet. It actually will be fairly shortly. Working on that. One of the batches of resin I just ordered will be going to Amazon. But you can order it on my website, mixedmediagirl.com. Veronica, if you could grab the link. Okay, so mixing resin, I always use part B first. And that's not like a hard and fast rule or anything, but let's go ahead and mix up 12 ounces. I just find that that works best because part B is the more liquid one. And so that makes it easier to mix. And people keep asking me if you can use the resin in molds. So we're going to do this little geode mold today. It's going to have to be 2 parts because it is a deep mold. And this is not a casting resin, but you can absolutely use it in molds. Coaster molds, all kinds of molds. There you go. How did you keep the hair out even in a room that's no pet zone? The biggest thing, and that was like the kind of the game changer for me, was once I did resin, I left the room and I did not go back in until the pieces were dry. And my family was all banned from the room. That's my garage. So no laundry, no checking on anything, no nothing until the pieces are dry. And that for me was just a game changer. That was the most successful thing to keep any hair or dust out because it's really just airflow. Try not to like go back and check on your projects a million times. That is really smart, Annabeth. Yeah, that's a good idea. Veronica, take note. We do have a common links document, but I don't think it's up to date. So we need to add the new resin links and everything. All right, so I'm gonna go with blues for this geode. I was considering going with pink, but you can probably guess why that's not a good idea. I'm not gonna say it, but y'all can joke about it in the chat box. And then I want to do another layer of waves on here. This is one that I originally did with Stone Coat Countertops Art Coat, and I think my resin does better waves. So I'm going to put another layer on here of waves. And then I've got some more coasters from A to D. I figure we probably have some leftover resin to do those with. Okay. Got to make sure we mix this resin fully. Totally understand that, Mitch. And I like to scrape the sides, scrape the bottom, because once you have incorrectly mixed your resin, you cannot go back. You're going to have sticky spots, and that's just going to be sad. Okay, Karen asked, do you need certain powders or paints to mix into resin? So you can use actually a really, really wide variety of things. It is best to use things that are made for resin specifically. Like this is a resin dye. And then you have mica powders that are fantastic. There are pastes. There are kind of there's actually a lot of things you can use. You can use alcohol ink and glitters. But yeah, generally you do not use acrylic paint, although you can. If you're going to, you want to just make sure you only use a little bit and test it first. I've used acrylic paint in here before that cured almost instantly. So that was bad. All right. Before doing anything here, we're going to just clean this off. And hopefully I have paper towels. Oh no. Where are my paper towels? I may have to improvise. Seems I may have used all my paper towels. I do have a t-shirt. I also have a sweater. Sweater it is. Okay. Don't worry, guys. We got this. Improvisation. Is that even a word going on here? Oh my god, people watching this later are gonna be like, what the heck? I just want to get any dust off of it. Fingerprints, you know, before you put on that clear coat. What sweaters are for, right? Jeff, absolutely. The resin is fantastic on bases. All right. My sweater is way less absorbent than I thought. Hey, Clara. So, Veronica, if you feel like bringing me paper towels, that would be fantastic. I'm not sure about purple. I'm going to put some water on the back of this. When doing resin on canvas, it's always a good idea to tighten it up. And you can do that by putting some water on the back. You don't even have to wait for it to be dry. That's going to tighten it right up. And then I'm going to just hope that one of the two people sitting in the living room brings me some paper towels. Okay. We'll let that dry. Let's mix up our colors. No jokes about drying it with my sweater, huh? I feel like I have paper towels in here somewhere, but you know, that's life. Okay, so let's figure out the colors for here. We're going to use these blue. These are from Just For You Online UK. They're actually shell shards. You can use stones in these things. You can use glitter, or in this case, I'm going to use shells. Oh, look, paper towels. I am, but I'm going to wipe it again anyways with a paper towel, so it's okay. Yeah. So don't you worry. I got this. Okay. Excellent. So let's use, I have this gorgeous, amethyst pigment. Let's use that, babe. From Just For You Online UK. Most of my pigments are at my new space, so we're making do. This is a really pretty, let me come around and show you. It's so pretty. I've never used it before, but it looks gorgeous. Look at that. Hopefully it's focused, right? Anyways, I think you can kind of see it there. Super pretty. And I'm going to just mix that in this little cup here. And then I think we'll use some ocean blue dye. Actually, let's use the regular blue. I use the ocean blue all the time. We're going to just use regular blue. The ocean blue is a little bit more on the teal side. The regular blue is just blue. And I like to mix both the dyes and the micas. I use them both in the same project. Hey, Clara, I cannot wait to see you guys next month. I just like having that mix of metallics and non. And I think this might actually be a great place to put that mermaid glitter that I tried to use a couple weeks ago to not very much success. But I think it'll go very well in here. Yeah. This is from Artist Till Death. If you just search on their website, Midnight Mermaid. Although Clara can probably actually grab the link. Clara Bobera, if you feel like it. And this is it's just a glitter. So it's not like mixing in per se. I think that'll be good. Wait, you know what? We need some gold. This is Illuminate Copper, actually. Annabeth, absolutely. But I'm just really picky with colors, so that's going to probably take a little bit longer. I actually just got in my first batch of dyes and micas to sell, but they are the same ones that Stone Coat has. So the same ones I'm using today, basically. I just got them in, so that's why I put together the ocean kit with the blue dye and some of the mica powders and stuff that I use in there. Okay. So this is almost an inch deep, this mold. So we're gonna pour it, I'm gonna say probably about half of that. And it's gonna be interesting. And then I'll just fill it up with clear later, basically. There you go. Yeah. So I think these will, blue and purple, can't go wrong with that, right? And then I'm just leaving enough resin in here to cover this piece, which don't need too much. All right. Okay, that's a great question. Jenny said, you talk about the resin not being a casting resin. What's a safe depth? So this is always an interesting question, and I will have to actually test it. The technically correct answer is 1/8 of an inch, but I bet you could totally pour to like an inch and be safe, to be honest. I don't generally go above about 1/2 inch though. But yeah, the technical answer, like if I was to write it on an info sheet, would be 1/2 inch. I mean, 1/8 of an inch. My bad. Yeah. But I've totally poured deeper than that with no issues whatsoever. Okay. I'm going to just go ahead and make sure I have enough resin for here before I use it all up. Okay, that should be plenty. And then I'm going to add. Okay, I think I will use the Midnight Mermaid in conjunction with those shells. I think will be a good plan. I may not have enough left to do those coasters later, actually. We'll find out. This resin 0 VOCs. And Cheryl, this resin has a work time of around an hour. So it's going to depend on heat and humidity. So if it's like really hot, you're going to have less work time. If it's cold, you'll have probably a longer work time. All right, so I'm starting off here with, this is the Midnight Mermaid glitter. And then I'm going to put the seashells in that. So I think that'll be a good combination. Yeah, that's a really good point, Clara. So she said it's safe to pour 1 inch in smaller molds. You'll just have a higher chance of getting bubbles. So on that, what I have done also when I know I'm going to pour deeper, because come to think about it, I have poured in molds a lot deeper than 1 inch. Now that you just said that, you can pour it in sections also. So preheat your resin to get out as many air bubbles as possible. Mix it slowly. And then pour a little bit in the mold, get air bubbles out, and then you can add a little bit more and get air bubbles out. Just a little bit at a time, I think, is a good way to do that. Okay, here's the blue dye. Now I'm not pouring too much in, even though it's a deep mold, I'm not pouring too much of any one color at a time because the colors are going to start shoving the other colors. Let's put the purple around the edge here. And then I'm going to put that copper in between. Ooh, I can already tell this is going to be pretty awesome. I will definitely take you guys in for a close-up, so don't worry. There we go. That is cool. Okay, so I think I'm going to just go ahead and take some alcohol spray here and spritz this to get rid of the air bubbles. You can, of course, use a heat gun or torch. This also has a tiny bit of mica powder in it, teal to be exact. Yeah, I've been loving copper too. I think I'm going to let this sit here. And I do have more resin in these coasters, so I'm going to see if I can let that copper sit a little bit. Actually, I want to put a little more blue in here. But I think I'm going to let that copper sit for a bit and then use it to draw some lines, some more pronounced lines. Okay, so that's good for that for now. I'll take you in for a close-up in just a little bit. Oh my goodness, I just realized what I forgot. I forgot to mix up the white for the waves. Okay, that's okay. I think I have enough resin. I can also use some of that. Hey, Sonia and Jody. No worries, no worries. We are going to improvise here. I knew I was forgetting something. I kept looking at that white dye thinking I should mix it up, but then I blanked out on why. All right. So I'm using same thing, the Alumilite white dye. And I'm going to get some of the, once I figure out where I put them, Painter's Pyramids. I literally just had them. Oh my goodness, Marcy. It is a Space Cadet. Space Cadet, I tell you. Okay, there's some over there. Oh yeah. I just figured out. I was distracted by the pretty. Yeah. All right. So this is still plenty of resin on here. I'm just going to take a bit and scoop it into this cup for white. And we'll be good. Good news is you really don't need a lot of white. Okay. There we go. And now I'm going to heat this up and I'm going to move this around on here. Get this covered with a full layer of clear. And this is one, I actually did this one on a live a bit ago. And I did put some real sand in there, which I think looks pretty darn good. All right, how's everyone's Wednesday going? Just gonna get the rest of the resin out of here. And guys, we do have some current sales. Actually, Veronica or Johnny, if you could let everybody know about the current sales in the chat box. We have some pretty good ones that are ending tomorrow. And if you make sure you're on my newsletter list, you get all the sales firsthand. Hey, Vicki. Happy to see you here again. All right, let's heat this sucker up. It is kind of cold in this room. Oop. So when you heat resin, it becomes more liquid, you guys. I know, you're watching that copper move. One of the things I love about that copper is it sits on top, which is so much fun. So now that I've heated this up, it's going to move nicely here. It's a pretty big canvas. I'm going to go ahead and rotate this actually. It's not that big, but the way I have my camera is actually annoying. I have to have the canvas further forward than I would like. That's okay. And this way too, that sand is getting fully covered. Now you can blow your waves either over the water or over the sand or both. I usually kind of like to do both, but that's up to you. It's all a matter of personal preference. Also, when doing a second layer on a beach, you can always add more blue for the water if you want. Like this is actually quite a bit of light. Then I do have some blue over here, so I'm kind of considering it, but usually it's best to not overdo it. So I'm going to go pretty much right where my other white is here. I want to clearly define this line a little bit better. And as I said earlier, this original layer is Stone Coat Countertops Art Coat, so there's absolutely no issues with using a different resin over it, or at least using this resin. I can't guarantee any other resins, but you can definitely switch it up. I think that'll be fine. Okay. I always like to have a little bit of a woo. Jerry, it's 10% off any pouring paint, split cups, and bottle bottoms. That's the 10% off. It is not 10% off resin, unfortunately, but I do still have the free shipping. So that is actually probably better than 10% off, and that's not going to last much longer. It has only lasted this long, to be honest, because I am missing the technical ability to put shipping on there. So it's going to last until I figure it out. All right, here we go. Let me bring you guys in for a little bit of a close-up, because I feel like we're too far away for you guys to see this. And I know there's an annoying line there too. Like, which light is that coming from? I can't reach it, whichever one it is. But I can definitely adjust this a little bit. Oh, hey, Mitch. Welcome. And then we can zoom in a little here. Okay. Doing my best. This is one of the great things about the new studio is I don't have nearly as much glare. All right. This way you can see the waves as I move them. Okay. So glad you're joining us, Mitch. If any of you have not, please do me a favor and subscribe to Stone Coat Countertops on YouTube. They just hit 1 million subscribers, which is incredible. I'm still very far away, but they're amazing. So here we go. Let's work on these waves. Loving how that looks. It is nice and frothy. I'm going to add a little bit more white over here and some over here. And I like to start kind of slow and then add more as I go. You can always add more. You can't take it off. Hey Jody, this is only the second layer, and I usually like to do 2. You can definitely do more if you want, but this is the second layer. There we go. Okay, I think that is awesome. I'm going to bring you guys in for a close-up so that you can see it without the glare. And then I've got those coasters we can finish up, and I might do a little more work on here. Might maybe even use some of the white in there. Let's see. Let's do our close-up here. So camera's going to shake for a second. This is a canvas, yeah. 10 by 20 canvas. So check out these nice, like, frothy waves. Thanks, Sonia. It does add so much depth. Can you see that? Like, here's a little kind of side angle. So you can see both coats in there. Sorry, I'm all shaky. And if I had more sand, I would probably add it, but I don't, so it's okay. I think it's good. I think one of the biggest things is not overdoing it, not going overboard. Okay, let's look here. So I think I might want to add a little more seashells in there and maybe some lines, because that copper is definitely taken over. While it is gorgeous, it's now the primary color in here. So let's do a little bit more work on that. And then I don't think we're going to have enough for the coasters, but that's okay. Or maybe just a set of 2 instead of set of 4 coasters. Okay. All right. And guys, feel free to hit that thumbs up button, super chat, super sticker if you'd like. I'm so glad that you are all joining me and that you enjoy this as much as I do. Okay. Now I have the fun task of moving this out of the way. At least moving it over a bit. It's okay. No biggie. Try not to resin my shirt. Ideally. And you can do as many layers as you want on the beaches, or really any resin project. Okay. Scooch back over here, dude. And let's put some more of those shells in there to start with. These are really cool, really beautiful shell pieces. They're from Just For You Online UK, which they are shipping out of the US now as well, for those who don't know. It's definitely best to do this without gloves on if you want the pieces to go exactly where you want them to go. But whatever. And I think I just got more in the middle than anywhere else. All right. This is a little rough. Please hold. And get the rest of these where I want. And I'm just dripping them in here into that, just right into the wet resin. I did a big geode project with Mike and Catherine from Stocoat, and Catherine used seashells in hers, like this, the crushed shells. Okay. So what do you guys think? Add a little white to this? I'm leaning towards yes, but I'm also super on the fence. I'm definitely going to add more blue. And that purple is a pretty dark purple, which is okay. Actually, you know what we'll do? I'm going to throw some of the Lumidust light purple into that amethyst. Just a tiny bit here to lighten it up. It looks pink, but it's a light purple. It was gorgeous. I have one. Oh, I'll show you guys. I have it here on my wall. I forgot about that. I'll show you guys in just a minute. Ooh, adding that light purple here was a good idea. Okay. So that's now lighter and a little more pearly. White and blue? Okay. So let's get in here with some more of the blue. If I push some of that copper out here. Okay, and then I think we can do maybe one line of white. So I'm going to try to just do it with the stick here and try to control this. There we go. Now what's going to be interesting is this is going to kind of sink. Oh, you can already see it over here sinking. That is interesting. It may not work through that copper. That copper wants to be on top so bad. It's like, no, no, sir. Okay, I put more of this purple near the edge to kind of push that copper in. And this is now a little bit lighter. Can you guys tell in the camera? So I added that light purple to it, a little more mica, and lightened it up. And let's get the rest of it out there. You guys see that white just totally sink? Oh, you definitely cannot see the purple from that angle. Okay, no worries. When we go in for a close-up, we shall see. All right, I'm determined to get white in that copper, so I think I'm just gonna put a bit more here. These guys can fight. Duke it out. Annabeth, it's not you, it's the glare. So as soon as I bring you guys in for a close-up, you'll be able to see that lighter purple. All right. Copper 1, Mixed Media Girl 0. Let's try to go around. That's pretty funny. All right, that'll work. So let me go ahead in here with the rest of the blue. I'm just finishing off some of these cups. And trying to just squish that copper out just a little bit. Here we go. Okay. Now the only color I do have left here is copper. I know, right? It is crazy. I totally, like, it's funny, you have to think with these things in terms of like what's going to rise to the top and what's going to sink. But keep in mind also, we always have the other side. So that white will be definitely visible through the other side. I am going to put a little more copper in here. I know it's already taken over a little bit, but that white is now bugging me because it's only partially showing. So copper wins. Okay, still gorgeous. All right, let me bring you guys in for a close-up. I am excited to see the other side also. I'm gonna go ahead and spritz this again. That kind of helps break it up too and move it around. Okay, final close up here. Camera's gonna shake. So you can see where the white tried to kind of contend. I know, I'm knowing when to surrender with that copper, but the copper definitely won. So I put white on the outside of it, which I think will stay, at least mostly. It's looking great over here. Do you guys see that lighter purple? I think it's so pretty. I think this is going to be really pretty either way. And I'm not too stressed about it. I think it's going to be awesome. The spray was 91% isopropyl alcohol with a tiny bit of teal mica powder in it. Yeah, if I add more resin in there, each little bit that I add bumps it up. So right now I have put, I'm going to say about 3/8. About, no. Yeah. About 3/8 of an inch of resin in here. I actually have, no, that's all the white I have. Okay, so that's all we're going to do for today. I'll try not to work on this after the video, but no promises. Does anyone have any last minute questions? And yes, please join us in Texas next month. We're going to have so fun. So fun. We're going to have so fun. We're going to have so much fun. I'm going to talk Clara into doing some kind of a little lesson for us. I'm going to talk Erica from Artist Till Death into doing a little lesson for us. I'm going to talk Rhonda into doing a lesson. So we're going to have basically a bunch of bonus teachers. By the way, Clara. Everybody has their own like awesome strengths, and when me and Erica and Rhonda get together, it is just crazy fun shenanigans, and Clara's always there to laugh at us. And yeah. Jerry, I think this is a little too small to be made into a bowl, but it absolutely could if it was bigger. It's just a little small. It's not, I mean, you can see my hand in relation to it. It's not very big. But yeah, you could totally pull it out and then you can shape it. Absolutely. All right, guys, any other last minute questions before I head off and go make my child do her homework? Going once, going twice. Okay. Thank you all so much for joining me. I will see you all next time. Don't forget to take advantage of those sales that are ending tomorrow. Bye, guys.